Flags are up. Oh, coming in maybe a little too fast for the starter's liking, indeed. A no-go. So they're going to take a turn here. Five runners. Maybe a bit of pace will be put to this race from an early stage. Let's find out. They're off and running. The Nick Luck Daily Podcast Pointing Pointers Open Hunters Steeplechase. Over 3 miles and 1 furlong, a total of 19 fences. Present and counting. On the right-hand side is the first to show ahead, with down the outside at Didero Vallis. The grey is Eva's Oscar, and between runners Captain Tommy, and then a few lengths back to She Is the Enemy as they now draw to the first open ditch. And all 5 jump with aplomb. Present and counting. Under Derek O'Connor leading from along the inside, Eva's Oscar. Ed Vaughan on board for his father Tim as they reach the next fence. Will be the last after a couple of circuits. Didero Vallis, Daniel Williams down the outside of Captain Tommy, Hugh Edwards, and finally She Is the Enemy. And Gregor Walkinshaw as they head down past us for the first of 3 times. And it is Present and Counting, who was a winner over fences here back in November in a handicap event, and takes them away towards the far side of the track with a couple of lengths in hand over Eva's Oscar, whose connections have got Aintree next month in mind, looking to qualify for the big hunter chase there. And then around the outside, Didero Vallis, who, like the leading pair, has been a really good horse over the years. Back in 4th is Captain Tommy, and then a 4-length break to She Is the Enemy. Off they go down the far side of the track. Fence number 4 now. Present and Counting. Jumps it well from Eva's Oscar. And then Didero Vallis and Captain Tommy rounding out the first 4 as they come to another plain one. Back marker to take it by a good 7 or 8 lengths now is She Is the Enemy as they press on towards the second of the open ditches. This will be fence number 6 all told. And Eva's Oscar just jumping up into the hindquarters of the leader, Present and Counting, over that. Present and Counting on towards number 7 from Eva's Oscar, with Captain Tommy up into 3rd place now, just in front of Didero Vallis. Didero Vallis, the oldest horse in this race at the age of 12. And the back marker to land was She Is the Enemy, and remains a good half a dozen lengths or so, maybe a tad more, behind Didero Vallis as they make the journey back on into the home straight and on towards the point from where they started. And Present and Counting, looking to make all the running here. Hasn't really been pestered for the lead throughout the duration of the opening lap, and straightens up for home with about 2 lengths in hand over Eva's Oscar in second. Eva's Oscar, who won the Best Turned Out award beforehand. Captain Tommy along the inside, the white sleeves just in front of Didero Vallis, and She Is the Enemy remains adrift. Going on now to the 10th fence and the halfway stage. This is an open ditch on its way. Present and Counting, low and fast. From in second position, Eva's Oscar. Didero Vallis and Captain Tommy, and they at this stage remain clear of She Is the Enemy as they hop over the fence, which will be the last after another circuit, all landing safely enough. And they now make their progress on down towards the winning post. A circuit left to go in the Nick Luck Daily Podcast Pointing Pointers Open Hunters Steeplechase. And Present and Counting and Derek O'Connor continue to show out in the lead here by a couple of lengths from Eva's Oscar. Then Didero Vallis, Captain Tommy, and She Is the Enemy. So no great changes as they race out on this final circuit now. And they have another 8 fences left to get across. And just over a mile of their journey remaining. Present and Counting by just over a length to Eva's Oscar, who was a little bit fortunate to land the odds at banger on D last time out, but jumping is the name of the game. Evers Oscar, the closest pursuer to present and counting at the moment. Both over well from Captain Tommy to Dero Vallis, remaining clear of She Is the Enemy. Fence number 13 coming up now. Present and counting asked up, came up from Evers Oscar. Captain Tommy closing in a little, with Off the Bridle now in fourth to Dero Vallis, and She Is the Enemy still well behind them. Penultimate open ditch in the race. Evers Oscar looked to try and come up with something there to put the pressure on present and counting, but wasn't anywhere near as fluent as the leader. Onto a plain fence now. Still just more than a length between them. Captain Tommy in third, and still travelling with purpose under Hugh Edwards. Then in fourth, Dero Vallis being pushed along as they reach the final fence over in the back straight. Last to take it will be She Is the Enemy. They're on the home turn. Just over half a mile to go. Present and counting by a length over the now ridden along Evers Oscar. Captain Tommy, captain the eye still, is in third place. Up along the inside, just in a bit of a pocket at the moment, and now the leader comes off the bridle for the first time. Present and counting from Evers Oscar, who responds out wide, but Captain Tommy gets a dream run through along the ear and looks live wire. On they go to 3 out. Present and counting in the light blue, challenged by Captain Tommy. Tommy's gone on now. Captain Tommy and Hugh Edwards from Present and counting. Evers Oscar keeping to the task is a close third. 2 more fences left to jump. This is the last open ditch. Captain Tommy half a length in front of the responding Present and counting. And Evers Oscar still there with half a chance, is battling on. Racing towards the 19th and final fence in the Nick Luck Daily Podcast. Pointing point and open Hunter's Chase. Captain Tommy a good jump, led up by 2 to Evers Oscar, who's now back through into second place. Present and counting is flattening out. Back in behind them is in third. And racing down towards the finish. Captain Tommy the far side driven right out. Evers Oscar launching a late challenge down the outside, is getting close. The line's coming. Captain Tommy! Captain Tommy's won it from Evers Oscar, and a punch of the air from Hugh Edwards, with back in behind them Present and counting, and they were clear of Dero Vallis, and She Is the Enemy.
Photo finish, photo finish. Here is the outcome of the photo finish for first place. First, number 1, Captain Tommy. Second, number 3. Third, number 2. And the fourth placed horse, number 5. The provisional result of the Nick Luck Daily Podcast, Pointing Pointers Open Hunter Steeplechase. First, number 1, Captain Tommy. Second, number 3, Evers Oscar. Third, number 2, Present and Counting. And the fourth placed horse, number 5, Dero Vallis. The distances are ahead and 5.5 lengths ahead and 5.5 lengths.
Well, let's welcome back in the winner of our 6th and final race of the day, the Nick Luck Daily Podcast, Pointing Pointers Open Hunters Steeplechase.